Money. What is money? I guess we all remember from Economics 101, I guess, the three definitions of money. But I'm going to offer one more. So maybe I'll add fourth definition of money, which is managing or controlling people. And this is via the CBDC or Central Bank Digital Currency. More on that I'll write below. But this week 15 of 2026, it's about money. 5 minutes inspired by Professor Yahya Sheikh Amir from Mogadishu. I watched your program on Ugal TV, the Somali Enterprise, the other night. That inspired me to do this 5 minutes this week about money. In my case, I'm going to use three countries, Australia, Zimbabwe, and Somalia, as examples of ways money is used, just to contextualize. I guess the idea is to show the similarities and the differences. Of course, from A to Z, to via Australia to Zimbabwe, via Somalia. It's a huge contrast, and I guess it's also unfair. But there are reasons why I'm doing this, and I'm sure you'll appreciate once you read the note below. So, from the holy dollar, this is way back in Australia, and those of you who are interested in the history of money, you'll appreciate this, to Zimbabwe's hyperinflated for a while currency that was going into the trillions on notes, to Somalia's unregulated, under-resourced technology-wise mobile money, which now, for me and others who spend time thinking about this, realize it's the biggest risk that Somalia faces. A risk that's not mitigated, not regulated, and in the event something goes wrong, it's not only the individual citizen that loses their money, but it's the whole country's economy that can be compromised. And that's what the note from Professor Yahya was about, that before there were some risks with mobile money failing and a lot of the businesses collapsing. But to me, the danger is even greater than that, because what it really means is the platforms used are not regulated, unlike M-Pesa and other technologies where the governments manage and are in charge of the values or the money that's stored in those systems. But in the event of the mobile money in Somalia, I'm not mentioning any particular platform, but all of them put together, there's really no proper control. In other words, in the event something goes wrong, there's no last resort or somewhere to go back to. And that's what the professor was explaining, and I agree with him. So that's what this week's program is about. I was happy to read the sortie or the state of the industry report on mobile money. I noticed one of the Somali platforms was mentioned a couple of times. I'm not really sure what that was about, but I will mention that briefly as well. But the main focus of this week, though, is really on the risks associated with mobile money and why the Somali shilling is no longer available to the Somali consumers. And I shared some videos with you. I wrote about this in other fora and then in other areas. I put those videos here as well for those who are interested to watch and to reflect on that. So this is really a call for action to remind the government, people who are responsible in terms of the monetary systems in Somalia, to make sure that these risks do not happen. It's almost just a function of time before something can go wrong and the whole economy can be shaky. So this week's message is a bit somber, I guess, but it's the reality, and we need to think about this a bit carefully. And I'll leave you there. My 5 minutes of fame is up. Until next week, take care.